can see you, I can see you, I can see you with my closed eyes. I can see you, I can see you, I can see you with my closed eyes. I can see you.
Welcome to the Well Seasoned Podcast, the show where two friends navigate the highs and lows of university life. I'm your host, Salt, a pre-med student, and this is my amazing co-host.
Pepper, who's a business student. Today, we're excited to kick off our podcast by sharing our journeys and what to expect as young adults. So, welcome, guys, to the second episode. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Oh my God. So we are in the second episode now, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, is there anything new you want to tell me about your past week?
There's not as much as you think, but yeah, there's some events that happened. I dyed my hair.
I won't forget that.
Um,
That was interesting, guys.
tragedies. Three tragedies until finally the final product was amazing. Just so you know, guys, for the past 4 years, I've been dyeing my hair, so it's nothing new. But the shockness of what happened last week is kind of crazy. Anyways,
Let's
how
just say
was
your friend Pepper was a lemon a few days ago. Now she's normal.
Cherry?
She's cherry, okay.
So, how was your week?
It was honestly uneventful. I was busy studying because finals are coming up. But hopefully everything works out, yeah? Okay, going now on today's topic, we're going to talk about things I wish I knew when I was 18. And this topic, I believe, resonates with a lot of us, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it touches back to us in depth in so many ways. And even if you're not 18 yet, that's actually good for you so that you can know what you can possibly do.
Mm-hmm.
And even before then, because it's not just a specific number, right? Like anywhere in your teens, things that could help you in the future. Anyways, this topic, we find it important and resonates with us a lot because first, we're not 18 anymore. We grew up, and there's so many things now looking back. We think like if we done this way now,
Or
we could
if
have
we
it.
knew it at that time.
Exactly. It would save us a ton now. So I feel
Even
like
though
this
we're
is
not
really nice for people our
yeah,
age or younger to.
yeah. Even though we're not much different from 18, but it could have helped us in a way.
100%.
Yeah.
Get into it. Okay, so when turned 18, I thought I had everything figured out, right? Didn't you?
Yes. Oh my God.
You know, thinking I would graduate high school and go to college and have everything figured out, even though I was still a bit confused with life, but I thought I got it. I thought that there would be this magical moment where everything clicked and having all the answers. But guys, spoiler alert, the moment never came. It never did. What would you say to that? I feel like you agree
I
fully with me on
agree
this.
100%.
Mhm.
Word by word, literally. I resonated with it so much. It's crazy.
I genuinely thought that I'll have my life together because now I'm more responsible myself. Even even though my parents are still around me, but I would be more responsible and things would be easier.
Of course.
Boy, boy, take
Hell
me
no.
back. Take me back. Yeah. So because of that, I thought, and we both, me and Pepper, have brought some reasons and lessons and insights that we can give you for that. Do you want to start with the first one?
In the beginning, my mom told me to have a little notebook to write the receipts and list stuff and blah blah blah, whatever it is. So the thing I wish I had known actually is the importance of saving money and managing money in general. Because the first year I've spent money like crazy, as if I didn't know how to manage. This one thing also I wish they taught in school, how to manage money in general.
I fully agree
because
on
like
that.
because once you have the amount of money you use was not it's not a crazy amount we spend, but it was not as controlled. You didn't have limited money to stop using. For example, like let's say 100, you have 100. Let's say you can use the whole 100, you could use part of it. But when you're alone, you just have this 100 and you didn't know when to spend it and when to use it and when to stop. And then when this 100 is done, what to do? That's another problem. I didn't realize how important it was to start building a good financial habits very early on. I had to learn from the hard way and like saving up. I can give a tip on like personally how I save money. For example, if my allowance is 100,
Yeah.
I'll try to find like a cheap store, and like mainly us university students, we can find we're available to find a lot of cheap like markets and these stuff to use. So let's say I have 100, I would keep, which is like 20, about 20, let's say 20. So I use the 80.
Yeah.
They just keep the 20. I don't use that 20 until my next allowance. I get weekly allowances. So
Right.
then when I get another 100, I have 120. I keep 20 from the 20. So now I have 40.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I keep on saving money. I save every week 20, 20, 20 until like you still have money, and I can use it for anything. Like let's say if I want to buy something for myself, treat myself, I can so from that money. So that's a tip, guys, for you.
So that's a really nice tip for like savings, right?
Yeah, I can add something
Mm-hmm.
about managing your finances. As I mentioned before, try to find cheap alternatives. I think some things you don't be cheap on, like I think meats, don't be cheap on.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I feel like you can find a lot of cheap alternatives, but good, and
Right.
good quality.
I heard when you said previously before about the budgeting or saving technique that you use, I heard
Hmm.
about one that's called 60-20-20. And
I think I heard it
basically,
mentioned, but I don't know about it.
right. So basically, the 60% you like uh, save for living expensive, like your normal everyday stuff like food,
Hmm.
utilities, healthcare, all
Hmm.
of that. Your like regular everyday expenses, and then 20% you keep it for future goals.
Hmm.
So it's just like kept as savings. So you save 20%. And then the other 20% is for the things that you want. So
Yeah, so basically
60% is for
needs, wants, and then savings.
exactly.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this one too?
Yes, I heard about it. I didn't hear about like the 60/30, the percentage exactly. I don't know about,
Hmm.
but I've heard about it when we studied like when I studied what is called fine
Business.
a bit business. Yeah, we took a bit of finance. We
Hmm.
heard like the rule, which is like I think like majority of for it is like for the needs, percent of it for the wants, and percent of it is for the savings.
Yeah, I did hear about it too myself, but I never really applied it to it. So if anyone did try doing it and it worked, do let us know.
Yeah, for me, I didn't do that. I actually just did savings, and then wants and needs just 1%, like the other percent.
I think for me, my biggest issue with finance, rather than saving and how much I spend, is because when you use credit card, you
Mm-hmm.
don't realize how much you spend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, truly.
So sometimes, and now even it's so hard to use cash because there's so many places that,
They don't accept. Yeah.
yeah, they don't take cash anymore because it's not, especially even like the tap in. So using your phone
Mm-hmm.
instead, like Apple Pay, bro, I don't realize how much I'm spending until
Yeah, the
later.
Apple Pay, I hate that thing about Apple Pay. Like you don't understand how much you spend
It's
basically.
not fair.
Yeah. Oh, a tip for saving money. Us students were lazy a bit. but like try learning how to
Oh
cook.
yeah. Yeah.
Cooking, buy groceries, and learn how to cook can help you save money because, like, in the beginning, I used to order take out a lot, and that takes from your money.
Yeah. So people usually do weekly groceries, but I do have a friend here who does monthly groceries and she swears by the fact that it saves money easier. It saves way more money than if you did weekly. I haven't
Yeah.
tried it, but that's what she said.
I haven't tried it too because, like, um, I don't know things. Okay, there's some things it can stay in the fridge and the freezer for a month, but there's other things I have to bring weekly because like it gets spoiled within the week.
Yeah, so
So that's
what she basically does is that she keeps most of like fruits and veggies and stuff like that. She keeps them like frozen, but then if you want them fresh, it's a different situation. But she usually freezes them because she's gonna cook them later, so it doesn't matter. But when it comes to what's it called, like something that could get spoiled fast, like milk or something like that, I think if she runs out, she either just gives up on it or she goes to a store and just add it real quick.
I think also a tip to manage your finances, an easy tip. Ask, for example, if you're like don't know what actually to do, ask for advice. You can go, for example, to your doctors in university or anything, and you can ask them, like, maybe a business or finance teacher or advisor. Maybe, I don't know if like I think every university have a counselor or like advisor. You can go and ask questions, and don't be shy, like, to ask questions basically about.
Yeah, whether you're like in university and school, you can also ask your parents. They know it best. They lived a
Yeah,
whole life before you.
exactly.
And for people who don't live, for example, with their parents, you can ask with any elder, anyone. Literally, you can even stop someone on the street and just randomly have a conversation. Having conversation with strangers.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And
don't stop them and asking them, "How do you manage your money?" I
yeah,
mean, you
not
could
that.
do that, but
And
yeah.
you can ask also like
Mm.
seniors, they can know because like they've been in your shoes recently, so
Hmm.
they can might give you tips.
Yeah, or like past alumni from
Yeah,
schools or
exactly.
yeah. So that's the first one. That's things we wish we knew about finance when
Yes,
we were 18, or we could just say when we were younger
when
in
we were
general.
young,
Yeah.
exactly.
Another big one is importance of mental health.
We spoke about it last time, we're gonna speak about it again today.
Okay, so topic specifically, when I was younger, or when we were younger in generation in general, it was such a taboo topic, but then it changed and it became more talked about. Like it spread, right? And
I just want to add a teeny weeny part. Like, it was spread, but it was not talked about. I don't know how to explain, but no one was talking about each other's like mental issues and these stuff.
yeah, so it was more
It's more
like
like known.
during the internet phase and stuff like that, it started spreading more, and especially when TikTok also came along and all of that, people started talking more about it. But in our day to day life, you wouldn't notice someone is going through something, and that person themselves might not even notice and might not even talk about it.
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from. Is that what you meant?
Yes, exactly.
So exactly, and even till this day, as much as this topic is talked about, as much as still there's so much suffering regarding this topic because of that.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's why it is a really important topic
And
for,
that's why we talk about it a lot, you know.
yeah. And one of the hardest things for me regarding this topic is burnt out, being burnt out early.
Hmm.
So honestly, during my high school years, even though we went to a hard school and it was rough and stuff, I didn't feel burnt out like that. The same way I've been feeling it in uni for some kind of reason. Do you feel similarly?
Oh, yeah, I feel similarly, but in a way, I felt burned out in high school, actually. I felt burned out. But when I came to uni, I didn't understand that that's the real burnt out, not what we're going through high school.
Mm.
You get what I mean? Like I was saying, like I thought that high school was hard, you know?
Mm.
So, and then like everyone was, because majority of the time they were like, university gets easier. But for me personally, no, I got burned out. Like I understood the meaning of burnt out. Like what I went through was just me, just a bit of stress. That's it. It was not burned out.
Hey, I do believe that our school was a bit like it taught us hard, like it taught us
It taught us
stress.
hardship. Yeah.
It taught us
Like
how to
I
deal with
feel like,
stress. That the timings for university is different than the timings for school. It takes so
exactly.
much of your day, the university. Like
Exactly.
you can
Yeah.
do an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 in uni,
Yeah.
while in school it's a bit earlier, so you finish a bit earlier.
Yeah. But it's like a fixed schedule in school. That's the difference. In
Exactly.
university, it's different schedules. So it's kind of like confusing in a way.
Yeah. And it can, yeah, mess you. And there, like with uni too, there's more projects, more stuff to do. So with that being said, this is as much as we'll say for this topic. Just a few tips that you'd want to give people or listeners. Do you have any tips regarding this?
For mental health, I feel like, I think I said it in the last episode, relax, walk a bit, take a breath, take a deep, deep breath, and try to like meditate. Not meditate as in like you need to, but like try to clear your mind from everything.
Yeah.
And talk to people.
Yeah, I was about to say this. Don't be afraid to talk to someone because you'll be
Yeah. Not
surprised. You'll be surprised how much they're also going through. So it hits both ways.
exactly. No need to tell them exactly what you're going through, but at least talk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying, it's important to have a good friendship, and like it's like I wish I'd have known this from before. Like a genuine and supportive friendship can like lead you.
And hello, hello there. Salt is here. Okay, okay, perfect.
Okay. Yeah, seriously, like having us literally, it's very easy to think that you're going through it alone, but like having a strong like friendship can actually really, really help you through tough times.
Yeah, I agree on that. There's a lot of things I don't know how I would have gone through without that system. Honestly, for me, it was not something I struggled with, the building relationship part. We usually had a lot of friends in different
Yes.
groups and stuff, and I had my close ones, you know.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard. Like if we're talking about hard, we're talking about like in university life. It's like
I feel
in a
like we
way.
could leave that for another topic for our listeners for university system.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing. Okay, I see. I
Mm-hmm.
see. And like also like in general, like I feel like reflecting on the value of like your friendship, your family relationship in your life is really also important in a way. Like I feel like me and my mom's like relationship have gone stronger since coming to university in a way. It's we're also talking about things we used to not talk about, and like now, because in a way she's like I'm grown, and now she understands like I'm older, so she's more comfortable to talk about things that she used to not talk about to me, or like
Yeah,
try not to open up with me.
yeah. I think it's mainly part of growth.
Yeah, growing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's basically, and like I feel like as parents they always see us as their children, in a way, even though like we expect them like to see us as grown and these stuff. in a way they always see us as their babies. So the change, the shift from me and my mom's dynamic from before and after university and how it changed, it really kind of in a way shocked me because I didn't we didn't have that relationship, but after that it was kind of mature in a way, you know.
Yeah.
In just to summarize it, it's been good, you know. Thank God.
Yeah, that was really lovely to mention that and your growth with your mom. And now for another topic that a lot of people would want to know, yeah, is to trust your own path. 18 is this specific age or time where you're pivoting from a particular life going to another. So, for example, school to uni or school to work, depending on what you want to do after. Um, and for me personally, I even spoke about this regarding the first podcast about I've always wanted medicine, but I
Yeah, I
had a
remember.
feeling, yeah, I had a feeling back in the back of my head, like always just scared on what to do next and feeling
Yeah,
lost. So it's really important to trust your own path and follow what you've been wanting for a while. Trust your gut.
I agree 100%. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally word by word. If you don't trust yourself, no one can make you trust yourself other than you. So it's like in the end, as I just to add up from what she said, it's your life and it's something you should want to do
Yeah.
and love doing. You should love what you want to do.
And a big part of hindering that trust to yourself is when you start comparing yourself to others and other people's paths and saying, oh, she did this and this and this. Can I do this and this like her? Or like you start thinking about their own path and it can really disrupt you.
Yeah. So I wish I'd have known this earlier to not compare someone's experience with your own.
Mm-hmm.
So like as she said, it literally can hinder your decision. Every person is different. No matter how are you, no matter whether that's your mom, your sister or your friend. Literally each one has their own
Time.
thinking time and thinking process.
Mm.
So literally as she said, don't compare yourself to any others. You try to think about yourself, put yourself first. In this aspect, try to be selfish, literally.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, I fully agree on that. So, with that being said, I think these are a little takeaways that could help
Yeah.
us overall. And also, I want to add just a little thing. Not that I said trust your own path doesn't mean that you don't, it doesn't mean that you have to have it all figured out.
Yeah,
Because
at all.
when I was before, during when I was 18 and stuff, I thought everyone else knew what they were doing. But in truth, it's no one does. And it's okay randomly to change your major as well and your career path. It is part of your journey. And like we mentioned before, everyone has their own times. And maybe you are not doing so well right now and someone else is. Maybe later you're going to prosper.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is just not your time.
Exactly. Like I know someone like applied in the end of their semester, their last of their year, because that's when they finally know what they want to do. And some people they know since they were born what to do, and they can apply for it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So as like me and Salt said, each one has her own timing or his
Mm.
own timing. So don't rush things, but also don't take your too much time until like it's finished. But don't rush things. Always think about yourself. Be selfish in that fact. Think about you. Basically, put in your head me, and me. Because like in this, it's like as we said, it's your life, so you should know what you want to do.
I fully agree. Well, and I randomly remembered something right now
Hmm.
that and that's more for university rather than being 18 and then prepping you 18-year-olds when you want to enter university. Regarding office hours are really important and they could be sort of a cheat code sometimes. You don't understand how good it is to go to your professors, ask them questions. They sometimes review and recap some of the stuff that they mention things that were previously in your class or lectures, but they give it to you in more of a summarized form or what's really important. And especially if they're the ones who are making the exams, yo, you just know.
Yeah. I would like to add on that about the professors and doctors in the university. Don't be afraid to ask and be friends with your tutors.
Mm,
Literally, don't be afraid. Everyone is like, "Oh my god, oh my god." No, no joke. They love when you ask them questions and you come up to them after class and be like, "Professor, doctor, I didn't understand that fact." They like it.
yeah.
Actually, you know. So don't be afraid. Like, I'm literally cool with some of my professors, not all of them, but they actually help you so much.
Yeah, and it could be a good way to improve your relationship between you and your professor, obviously professionally, and it
Yeah.
could be a good way to for later, like for recommendation letters, whether you want to apply
Yeah.
for a job or something, or for people who are university in school. If you want to go to a specific university, it hits well with your recommendation letter, so it's a
Yeah.
win-win situation.
Hmm.
With that
Agreed.
With that being said, guys, we wanted to do a little fun segment. We wanted to change things around. And this time we're going to be reading like stories that we got from different people. And we will throw in our reflection on their stories.
Hmm.
Do you want to go and read the first one?
Yes. So basically, these stories are actually collected by people like around us, and all are fake names, by the way. So we're not gonna expose anyone.
Right.
So, the first thing is about, since we talked about it in the beginning about finance, so this situation story is about finance. So basically,
This one
Sarah,
is Sarah, right?
oh yeah, Sarah. So Sarah's 18 years old and she was super excited to start college. She opened her first credit card thinking it was a great way to build her credit. She got a small limit, just enough to cover some textbooks and first set of dorm supplies. But when she hit the mall with her friends to buy a few things she needed, in quotations, for school, she maxed out her card and didn't think much of it. Fast forward, in the end of the year, Sarah, she realizes how much she accumulated over 2,000
US dollars, guys.
credit US dollars. Yeah. All the things is transferred to US. And she had 2,000 credit card debt. And her interest rate was sky high, and every month more of her payment went towards the interest than the actual debt. So she felt very overwhelmed and frustrated, realizing late how important it was to manage her finances from the beginning. So, based on that situation, would you like to reflect on it?
Oh, yeah. So that was something I kind of mentioned before that I had issues with cards or credit cards in general.
Yes.
Thank God I never had debt because I usually use a Visa.
Hmm. Same.
So that I have a specific amount, and if, when it's done, that's it. I don't have to, just try to back my debt back.
Yes. Personally,
But
I
I,
don't have a maxed out like amount, but I control myself. I learned how to control myself on not spending too much.
yeah, but I fully like relate to her in a way because I know how hard it is to control yourself when you have a credit card in your hand, or if you even have, like I said, Apple Pay.
Yes.
What I could possibly tell her, to Sarah, is that she should
In
start making,
quotations.
yeah, she should start making budgeting plans or saving plans, so that she can get rid of that debt too. So she's saving for the debt.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with you. And like I also understand her because in the beginning I was probably worse than her. But like thank God I don't have any debt.
Hmm.
But um like I 100% agree from what you said. So for the next story, would you like to read it?
Sure. So this one is more about mental health, which is also something we spoke about. This time it's David. So David was always the type to push himself, especially when he was 18. He was juggling school, a part-time job, and trying to maintain a social life. One night, he stayed up late studying for finals and ended up getting very little sleep. The next few weeks were a blur of caffeine, stress, and anxiety. He told himself he just had to push through it to get through the semester. But by the time exams rolled around, he was burnt out. His concentration was shot and he couldn't focus on his studies. Not only did he perform worse than he expected, but he also realized that pushing through stress without addressing it only made things worse in the long run. Wow. Could
Literally,
not have related to something more than this.
literally, I was about to say like this resonates so much with me.
I could be David.
L- David is me, me is David. Yeah, especially the part when he was like said about like pushing through.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The truth, literally, the truth is taking care of your mental health is much important than getting through for the finals. I
Exactly.
get like some situations you have to because finals is finals and it's specific time.
Yeah.
Like you cannot change it. But from if I was in his situation, what I think is it's okay not to go out and socialize as much. It's
Mm.
nice to socialize from time to time, but sometimes stay, take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, study in batches so it will not accumulate for you. And it's okay to say no to your friends sometimes.
Yeah.
If they stop talking to you, then it's their own problem. They're just like, I don't know how to explain it, but you're, as I said, in this situation, be selfish.
Mm-hmm.
It's you are important. If they stop talking to you, then it's their own problem.
Yeah, so you can still maintain a social life, but you could also learn how to balance that out the right way, which is sometimes you just know your priorities. So make a priority list, I'd say,
Exactly.
and be like, oh, I need to finish that for today. I get to finish this, then I could reward myself and go out with whoever during a specific time.
Exactly.
I didn't
That,
finish it.
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like do not socialize, as she said,
Hmm.
but try to hold back sometimes.
Yeah.
University life is not just about socializing, and in the end you want your diploma and you want your certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So hold back a bit, as I said.
Exactly. And don't just leave everything to study at the end. You don't want to do this ever because even then, later, let's say you did that and you actually got through and you understood your stuff and you went and did your exam and you did well, let's say. But all these information won't be retained for later because you studied so much information at once. After the exam, you'll forget all of it. And let's be real, how many times this happened to us?
A lot of times,
So
like
it's
it's crazy.
important, yeah, that's why it's important to study a bit by bit. Every time you get something new, you study it and finish it so that you can recap it again. So that later
Hmm.
you can retain that information for a long. Okay, I guess we're now by the end of our episode for today.
Yes, today's episode is kind of heavy and like more advisey in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we are coming to an end.
And do you want to like hint on something for next week's episode, or do we keep it secret?
Ooh, there might be an extra seasoning.
An extra seasoning. That's a good way of putting it. I didn't think about it this way.
So that's the tea for next week. So, Salt, would you like for this week add a song of the week?
Yeah. So for the song choice, I would say probably "Party on My Mind" by. So the movie's Race 2, and
Damn, that's an old gem.
it is so. for
We
people who
love
don't.
Bollywood movies, so we hear a lot of Bollywood songs. And
Yeah, and maybe I was listening to this song recently because, bro, I want party. Party is on my mind because I've been studying like mad. What
uh,
about you?
for me, it's actually Bora Bora. It's
Ooh.
Aya Star, Ayana Star. I forgot her name. The one who sings Rush, Baby Rush. Yeah, she made a collab with I
Diesel.
don't know. He's yeah.
Dylan?
I think he's. I'm not sure, but I think he's Indian.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be fair. Like I don't. But like they made a collab, so I like that song.
Yeah, it is a nice song.
Yes, he's Indian.
He is?
Indian Canadian. Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, try listening to them. You might find them nice, and you might open your horizon to many different genres in music.
Ooh.
Oh my god! So don't forget, don't be afraid to experiment.
I know, guys. Thank you for laughing. Thank you.
This is our editor Pepper, guys. Uh,
For now, guys, this is the end of our podcast. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And always remember that.
Life's better with a little seasoning.
Bye, guys!